What's going on, y'all? Crypto Walk here. I'm gonna get straight to the point. There has never been more of a time where you need to get Bitcoin than right now. Now that statement might sound a little delusional, seeing as Bitcoin went below 50K and hit 49,000 just a couple days ago in a crash that rocked the entire crypto market, as well as the stock market going down over 10% from its all-time highs. But the reason I feel this way is because of one simple reason. The big wigs are buying. Just recently, BlackRock bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, and they've been buying, and they're far from the only company. Grayscale is buying Bitcoin for their ETFs. Other companies are buying for the ETFs that they're issuing. So BlackRock is far from the only one, but they are the biggest one. Now, the ETF is just one of the reasons I believe BlackRock and other financial institutions are buying so much Bitcoin. I think that they are losing faith in the dollar. And honestly, I can't blame them, because for the past 5 years, the US government has been printing an unprecedented number of dollars, both for stimulus reasons and just in general. The buying power of the dollar has decreased by a lot. I've already went over that. But the circumstances surrounding the economy right now are much different. A lot of people can't afford to do basic things and get the basic necessities in life. People are going into debt just to finance a house, and you're paying way more than you should be because the interest rates are higher than they've been in a long time. The Fed interest rate right now is 5.25 to 5.5%. The last time they were that high, just before the 2008 financial crisis. The Federal Reserve has been keeping interest rates that high because they're trying to slow down inflation. But they're gonna have to ease down on that at some point because not enough people are even able to get jobs. We missed our job numbers by a large margin. And when they eventually lower interest rates, people will have a lot more leeway to borrow money because they need to borrow it because they're not making enough to do what it is they need to do to live. And also, companies, banks, whoever can borrow money at cheaper prices and play with it like we know they do. Now, what happened the last time interest rates were zero or almost zero? Well, that was during the COVID pandemic when almost no one could work. At the start of 2020, Bitcoin was worth $7,000. By the end of that year, it was $28,000, and it kept going after that. Why was that? Because people were getting stimulus checks for free, and they decided to invest in Bitcoin to have an alternative means of income, an alternative store of value, and it went up. The Fed doesn't even have to take interest rates to zero for that to happen again. Just taking it from 5.25 to 3 will give people so much more room to borrow money at a reasonable rate, and you know it's going to go some of that into Bitcoin. My dad always says this when it comes to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's value is a measure of a percentage of the inflation in the world right now. And just imagine, we're just talking about the US right now. Just imagine if $1 trillion worth of money from across the world, which is not that much when you look at the world GDP, was put into Bitcoin. Where do you think Bitcoin would be? We might see $1 million Bitcoin if that happens. Does that sound good to you? I think it does. So going forward, just know that if you don't buy Bitcoin now, while all these other companies are buying it from you, just know that you missed out. But that's all I got to say about this topic. I'm Crypto Walk. Peace out.